Hello then, welcome to the show. Um, Quite frankly, I've had to make this video. It's quite late at night now, but if I do not get this done, I feel I can't watch the news that I'm really excited to watch. So I'm forming a new political party called the Pips. I've done an hour-long video about this, and I will release it shortly. This is a brief one just to catch people's attention and very briefly, outline what I intend to do as your future Prime Minister. Firstly, I intend to become Prime Minister with your help, with the people's help. And the PIPs are the People's Indigenous Independence Party. They are a nativist party, and they have a few things they would like to have done, or we would like to do. Put the natives first. They basically have more rights in their own land than anyone else. So in Britain, we put the natives of Britain first. In Africa, it's not a country, it's a continent, we put the natives of Africa first. In Japan, we put the natives of Japan first. Yes, some people might not like that. Well, then do not vote for me. Unless you feel my other policies win you round, even if you do not like that. Uh, Other than that, let's get started. The first three things are three little concepts: space, safety, and sustenance. No, space, sustenance, and safety. So space, well, we'll have some communal spaces and some inclusive spaces or interactive spaces. Things like village greens, like outdoor climbing walls, like outdoor gymnasiums, like outdoor athletics tracks, racing tracks, outdoor racing tracks for cars as well as for people, or bicycles or whatever. A lot of interactive space, a blending of the indoor and the outdoor because it's Britain. So we'll have like an indoor clubhouse, but then with an indoor outdoor sort of architecture that people can use even when the indoor part is closed, which would be the smaller part. And let people breathe and relax more. The other sort of space is house space, both in the garden and in the house, like your home space, both in the garden and in the house. So give everyone a decent sized house with a minimum of 2 bedrooms, 2 reception rooms, and a kitchen, a downstairs bathroom, an upstairs bathroom, and a garage. Um, Obviously, there's a lot of housing that's over 100 years old. Anything pre 1900 will be listed, can't be knocked down. Maybe some internal changes. We'll work on that. So that's that. People living in 1 bedroom flats with families of 3, 4, and 5 people. So we will change that. That will not stay. People will have space. So that works. Give me a moment, please. I'm just pressing play here. I'm keeping a bit of music going to get this done quickly because I've rambled far too much in the other one. There is a lot of M's in that one. I was just thinking what to say a lot. So, this is my paper. These are my papers, rather. My political papers. This is the first one that I will be using. These are the rest that are blank and I will not be using, except for a couple of cartoons of me that I'll show you another time. So, let's get to it. Space. What's the point in working or being part of the system? What's the point in working or following the law if you do not have space? Particularly, what's the point in working? Because if you work to buy money, you get you work to get money. Why do you get money? To get stuff. If you don't have space to have the stuff, what's the point in working? If you would like to have a boat, a kite surfing board, a windsurfing board, a skateboard, a automobile that you keep in your house or garden, then you should have that space. Why should people not have hobbies? If you want to keep your car in the house because it's a classic car or something, then you should be able to. There should not be this restriction on life through space. People should be able to breathe and to relax. And in doing so, the country will be a lot better. I'm less bothered about GDP as a whole than I am bothered about people's quality of life. if we have less money, but the ability and freedom to enjoy ourselves and have a fine quality of life and a decent quality of life, then let's get to it. So, give people space so they have a point in working and being part of the system. Give people sustenance if needs be. 2,000 calories a day, government pottage. There we go. Healthy, sustains you, nothing fancy, nothing over the top. There we go. Third is, oh, and also coming into sustenance is food that is sold will have to be good, and the water will have to be good. Food and water will have to be good. Is what's the point in trying to run a nation that you don't even fuel properly? Yes, I'd still do it, but I'd rather fuel it properly and have a brilliant nation than have a mediocre nation. Would you rather a brilliant racehorse or a mediocre racehorse? Yeah. Anyway, safety. What's the point, again, in working if you are not safe? Why should you follow the laws if you are not safe? I would say there was no answer to that other than I don't think you should have to, really, to either of them. So we will make it so people are safe, or as at least that people are safe enough to a level that everyone feels is acceptable and realistically achievable. So like it was in the old days, where you could have villages and towns where people didn't have to lock their front doors, or could even leave their front doors open because people wouldn't rob them or lurk around in their house and piss up the walls or something. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear there. Or urinate up the walls or something. So, we up the walls or something. Anyway, I don't know. Spread margarine all over the door frames, whatever it is people do. So, safety will be dealt with. After that, fix the roads, fix the railways, clean water, a return to the land. Clean water, I mean, make sure all rivers and lakes have no raw sewage pumped into them, and any fully fledged human animal can drink from them most of the time and not die. Obviously, if there's a rotten cow in that lake or river, that might be different. What I mean by human animal is a lot of city slickers aren't quite human animals, they're more something else, who haven't quite got the ability to live like a human animal, like I can. I can drink out of the River Tyne and not get ill most times. And I live downstream of a sewage station. That shows how good my immune system is. Other people will drink out of it and probably die. So there we go. I may be exaggerating there, but you know what I mean. So deal with that. Return to the land. Why? Because it's healthy. Get some vitamin nature inside you. Listen to Joe Rogan. He speaks the truth. So do plenty of people. State-run supermarkets in competition within the private sector, and it will also nationalise the electricity, things like that. But we will have competition in nearly all things, particularly in health and in supermarkets, food, all that sort of thing. We'll have three classes of citizen, a thrall. Sorry, no, that's wrong. We'll have three classes of natives: a thrall, a less state citizen, and a more state citizen. No, a thrall, a less state native, and a more state native. Yes, people mess up their words. I did that. And land for all. That's it. A thrall will be given a patch of land. He will have one responsibility to join the army, the home guard that is, and he will fight in the home guard. If we are attacked, he may have to join the regular army, I'm not sure, but he will have to join one of the two armies. We'll work that out. We may even put it to a vote, put it to a referendum. And he can join the army. No, he has that's his responsibility. He gets given his land. Because of that, he's given that land because he's what's like a Saxon thrall, an Anglo-Saxon thrall. He's given that land. He joins up to whichever the army's the right one that the people decide, and he just, that's all he has to do. Other than that, he has no taxes. That's the key thing. He has no taxes on what he produces off his land. He will pay taxes only at the point of buying something from a shop or a person. Other than that, he doesn't pay taxes. His only responsibility is to fight for the country in a war, and that he's left to his own device as long as he follows the laws. And he gets the same NHS as everyone gets. That's it. There we go. Done. The thrall is done. Dealt with. Next is the less state native. That is like the Thatcherite or the Libertarian. Basically, the pull yourself up by your bootstraps type idea that, the people who not as fond of the NHS, that are less socialist or less communist. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, being less socialist or being less communist. But I do feel some of these people can give off selfish or unpleasant vibes, yet at the same time, a lot of what they say makes tremendous sense, like pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. However, not everyone's capable. There's a bottom swath of people that we should be helping. So there's another class of native called the more state native, and they will have access to a lot more public services. The less state native will get the NHS, and they will pay as few taxes as they can, but they will still pay some, in the vein of Thatcherites and Libertarians. They would like a small state that still does the job, but people are left mostly to their own devices. In the sense of, um, like like Rupert Lowe's never really had any dealings with the police until recently. Um, that type of thing. Whereas if you're a law-abiding citizen, you pay your taxes. You don't have to pay the more state native level of tax. You can look after yourself. You can function really well. Then get yourself away and enjoy your life. And I'm sure that will be the case in most of the leafy boroughs and things like that, and in a lot of places. I feel a lot of people will choose that path. And then the third one, the more state citizen, they will get, say we nationalise the railway lines, they will get free trains, whereas the less state citizen will have to pay something. Or they might not get free trains, but they will get very cheap trains. And I would go for free. Free's a better idea. But it might make more sense if we just like 20 pence, so pays for the ticket inspector. So we will have proper trains, proper ticket inspectors, guards, all of that sort of thing. Life will be pleasant again. We'll have lots of little old ladies pushing the trolley. A bit of a sort of a Hogwartsy feel to life, a Lord of the Ringsy feel to life. C.S. Lewis Roald Dahl feel to things. And in that way, I feel that Britain will be a lot better. Right, I'm going to wrap this up quite quickly. So, vote for me to become Prime Minister. Oh, the reason I did all this is because of my excellent problem. And my excellent problem is an excellent problem to have. Yeah, I've got a problem, but it's not a bad problem. It's an excellent problem. And that problem is Rupert Lowe. Yes, it is. And it's a great problem to have. It is an excellent problem to have. Because Rupert Lowe is the reason I made this video. Rupert Lowe is why I made this video of me babbling far too fast, but getting my message out there, because he is my only threat, I feel, to my being your Prime Minister. I know I haven't came off as well as I could right now, but quite frankly, I feel my work going forward and from this point will be so good and so compelling. It'll slowly start to get better. Obviously, the next video is not going to be brilliant, but I started right at the bottom. I mean, this fine chap, who I hope people know, is stuck to my wall with honey because I did not have any blue tack and I could not find my Gorilla Tape. I don't really have the money to buy blue tack right now. I have less than £10 to my name. So I'm showing people that these things can be done. You can fix the world if needs be. If that's what you choose to do, you can do it if you put your mind to it. You might not succeed, but have a go anyway. Um, it's like people tell you can't learn everything. You can't know everything. Don't don't take that too. Do not take that too seriously. Whether they're right or wrong, try to anyway, because the trying is worthwhile. Uh, so let's do it. Um, I would like to talk about education briefly, as I'm still under 20 minutes. I would like to make education a lot better and a better fit for all. Maybe different types of schools. Maybe grammar schools for the more spectrum, vocational schools for others. I don't know. But whatever happens, everyone will stay in education until they have a trade and an academic degree. Ideally. That might not be the case for everyone, but if we can get that to 70% or 90% of people like that, then we're doing well. I'm going to put one more thing of one more song on right now, because quite frankly, that's what I need to do. Well, not need to. I've used the word need far too much in this, and do not worry. My next videos should generally have me talking more slowly and more clearly and more articulately and with a better feel to it. I hope, maybe not feel, but with a better quality of grammar and quality of English and all of that. So that's about everything. Um, oh no, I have to mention someone who I really like in some contexts, and that is Fraser Nelson. Fraser Nelson. He did an interview on Andrew Gold's YouTube channel, his Heretics YouTube channel. That's where you can find it. It's excellent. A lot of it I disagreed with. A lot of it, a lot of it I disagreed with. There was a chap called Carl Benjamin who had a lot to say about it, and you could argue he was right on it. And I watched the podcast of the Lotus Eaters talk about this. The people on that there talk about this and this interview, and I feel a lot of other people in the media may have got a lot of things about this interview quite right, but that's not what I want to focus on. I feel they missed something revolutionary, and the Labour Party are talking about it right now, and that is people on benefits like sickness benefits, because not all people are like the best for working. There are a lot of people at the bottom swath of society that cannot hold down a job consistently, and that's might just be the way they were made or wired. You can't change that through time. But quite frankly, we have a state that does not act like they are our parents. And that's what the more state native will get, a state that is like their parents. And yes, it can't be exactly the same. It's a state and a bureaucracy. A country as a family in a looser sense. Not loose as in more loosely connected, but in a less formal sense. A state and a bureaucracy is a family in a formal sense. In a bureaucratic sense, it's an official sort of thing. You have to go by the book, so it's different. But the state should still be like your parents, or should still be your parents, but not take over the role of your parents. They should come first and foremost, as generally blood is thicker than water. So let's go with all these people on the sick. Yeah, you can stay where you are at the sick. If you can manage to get a job, have a go. If you lose your job or can't hold it down because it causes you too much stress, then, and some people with Asperger's syndrome and autism, it genuinely does cause them too much stress, then you can quit your job, go back on the sick, and try again another time. And doing that, people will go farther in life than if we stifle them the way we do now. And far too many people are attacking the benefit system in a way that I do not feel is called for, when they may not thoroughly understand how that works and how that feels to be one of those people that can't do that. That to be one of those people, like my stepdad used to say when he would occasionally watch Benefit Street, he would watch it and observe a lot of these people and say, have you noticed, for a lot of them, life's just a struggle? And he's right. Um, there is a lot of people that life is just a struggle, and who are a bit stupider than most, or a bit less functional than most, you could say. And I'm not saying that in a nasty way, but I feel could have been one of these people in a different life, or people like me, or could be one of these people. I mean, if I'd been with the wrong crowd, and maybe my parents hadn't raised me, and my grandparents hadn't raised me, and aunties and uncles hadn't raised me, then yes. But all that said, then no. Um, and no, all that said, then yes, I could have been one of those people possibly. And that level of honesty may make my PR a little more difficult. Is that public relations or press relations? You see, education is key. You need to learn these things. And let's learn these things together. So many things to learn. I have so many things to learn. This is going to be excellent. Thank you. So there is very little left to touch on. I love my excellent problem, Rupert Lowe. My enthusiasm for him brings tears to my eyes, and I'm so glad he's doing what he's doing. I'm so excited to watch the news because I have yet to do it, because I felt it was best, and I would like to get this video out there before seeing what he's done with this new political party, which I think is actually a rejigging of an old political party. And I think Ben Habib started it a few months ago, but the headlines are saying it's a new political party. Headlines, for some reason, are weird and not very truthful or honest, yet people still go with them. I do not understand. I might change that, I might not. Well, I'll leave that to a referendum. Oh yeah, loads of referendums. Referendums every 3 months. I'd rather people decide the law than me, if the people have a better idea than me. Sometimes, however, we will bring in a law first and give the people time to think about it and see it in action, but it'll only stay in effect for, say, a year or 2 years, unless it's something that you take a very long time to see the fruits of, but no longer than 10 years. And with possible exceptions, but we'll have a referendum on the exceptions. So let's get to it. Let's change this country. Let's make it a lovely place to live in. And dare I say it, let's kick off this new political movement with a new political slogan: make Britain pleasant again. There we go. I'm sorry there's been a bit too much venom and oomph in my voice today. I think it's more drive and passion, or compassion. Dare I become a Sith? Let's not. Sorry, I wanted to pull like a really evil face there. But yes, I have shaved my eyebrows. I'm a bit of an odd fellow. At least I'm wearing this sort of suit. I've got a shirt and a kilt on. I'm rocking the whole like smart look. I feel. I don't know if I should have pulled my things up more. Is that better? Ooh, that's kind of better. And then do I do the top up as well? It's not a button, but it's got a bit for the thing. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Oh, there's no top hole. There's no top hole. No, 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 no. Right, that's it. Let's make this under half an hour and have a fabulous day, everyone. You are the people I would like to elect me, all of you. So have a fabulous day and go out and enjoy yourselves for a walk or something, and protest against the government. Write to your local MP. Write an actual letter that he has to read, as well as sending an email. If you like electronic letters, but I prefer physical letters, so go with the physical ones. Plus, it keeps the post office in business. That sort of thing. We'll nationalise electricity. People pay max of £100 a month. Hopefully, nothing. Say we need 10 big nuclear power stations for the country. We will build 20, sell it to France. I think I've already mentioned this. I'll go on to that at a later date. I'll go on at that or about that at a later date and more in depth, because right now I have to wrap this up. So we'll have a little ditty just to end things on. Do excuse me a moment. Oh goodness, I'm starting to sing on camera. Oh well. People need to be more relaxed. Oh, not need to. I use the word need far too much, as I've already said. Um, we'll avoid all that waffle. So here we go. Oh, crumpets, oh crumpets, I've got to find me crumpets. No, that's not it. Right. Sorry, I think this just is a nice little note to end it on. My apologies. Again, my videos will be a lot more together as of whenever it is I make my videos that are a lot more together. And here we go. So, that's that. We've had some nice music to listen to. We're nice and relaxed. Here we go. Oh, hang fire, hang fire. So, ah, away man. Go on, Bennett. See, not the most adept with some of this technology. What have I done to it? Oh, goodness. Anyway, let's wrap this up and we'll pop it on next time. Everything's gone so swimmingly. I'll pull that back from a little nose grabbing because I need to do a nose shortly. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Right, here we go anyway. So it's been lovely talking to you all. Far away and sorry, this is not working, so we'll leave that for now, and we will leave you to it and hope you enjoy your day. Again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Rupert Lowe. Thank you so much, Rupert Lowe. If there's anyone else other than me I feel was right for Prime Minister, it's you. You are the best living MP, the best current MP. I think that's the same thing. You see, these newsmen, you see, do scramble the language a notch. And lastly, a little bit about, what do you call them? Education. There's this foreign sounding dude called Nima Parvini, and he works for this Carl Benjamin chap. And they've brought out something called the Trivium. And I feel that that probably has the essence of the education system that I would like to create. So, check that out if you can. If you happen to have enough money to spend, please do buy that course and let me know. As of now, I clearly don't. Didn't even have enough money for Blue Tack, really. I mean, I could have bought it, but then I'd be lacking in food, and I can just use honey, and it's fun. Um, so, thank you so much for everything, and have a absolutely brilliant day. And you're all marvelous. So we will have a few more bits to do and leave people to it, and then we will have a spot. We'll end on. There we go. There we go. Right. Have a fabulous day. Here we go. Some lovely Land of Hope and Glory. Just to end things on. Obviously, you've probably turned off by now because I keep saying goodbye. So I may be wrong. However, let's get going. And here we go. Wrapped up in about half an hour. So have a fabulous day. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the country. lie flat, let the bad parts of the system rot, and tend to the good parts if needs be. Or not even let them rot, just chop the bad parts out and put them aside. Let the good parts grow and bloom and blossom. So, God bless you all, and let's make Britain pleasant again. Thank you all for your time. I don't know how much more time I should spend saying fabulous things about you, because otherwise you will, well, be listening for a long time and people have a life to live. So thank you all. God bless, and let's make Britain pleasant again. That's it. Um, Goodbye, and I shall see you in Downing Street or somewhere similar. Thank you very, very much. Unless I get beaten by Rupert Lowe, which is the one person I would love to beat me, and my real, genuine only threat, I feel. I know that sounds sort of. I don't know what. I don't feel that is arrogant. I feel that's just the truth. I don't feel there's another MP or politician that I would worry about, and I will prove that to you with what I do. And if I'm wrong, then that means I'm not the right person for the job. If I don't do what the British people want, if I don't ensure, go with popular opinion, shall we say, you could argue, or become a populist or a nativist. No, I am a populist or a nativist, so yeah, it's a tricky one, but it's after 12 o'clock, and I have to get this out there. Have a great day. God bless you all. Thank you all. And let's make Britain pleasant again. Yes, let's make Britain pleasant again. I don't know why I clutch my papers like that, I'm like Donald Trump with the drinkins. You see, next video is going to be so exciting because I get to build the weave. And I love Donald Trump, and I love the way he builds a weave. I also love Dennis Skinner and Tony Benn, so it's a tricky one, isn't it? And Anne Widdecombe, Rupert Lowe, funny bunch of characters. Tony Wedgwood Benn, I prefer that. Anyway, a whole cast of characters, all the world's a stage. That's why not enjoy it? Let's make this country pleasant again. Let's make it an enjoyable place to live, where your only problems are missed deliveries from businesses or to your own businesses, or that, I don't know, there's rats in your bins, or you've got to stay closed because the cheese went off, and you ran a cheese shop, something like that. So have a great day. God bless you all, and let's get back to vitamin nature and all of that sort of stuff. Um, make things work for everyone. The whole more state thing of looking after this bottom swap. And lastly, because that reduces crime dramatically. There are studies showing like there was like less than 100 people basically terrorizing a city. I think it was like 12 people. It was about 12 people, maybe 12. Joe Rogan was waffling on about it was in some American city about car thefts and car stealing. So here we go. Um, I'm ready to do this. I do. Oh, and the Pips are an environmentalist party. That's kind of the main thing. So I intend to spend. I might go as far as to dam the North Sea just to clean it, and the Irish Sea, if that's what it takes. We will, if we can, rule the waves once more and clean the sea. I feel as a nation, if we can do that for the planet, I feel we've done more than enough. Um, Not that we wouldn't keep going. So, and big businesses, do not be scared because you will have a lot of room to make a lot of money in the right way, but not through government contracts, things like that. Have a great day. God bless you all. Um, and let's make Britain pleasant again together. Thank you so much.